Neorealism, structural realism. Key premises. States are the central actors, seeking survival in an anarchic system. Security is the primary goal. The distribution of power explains state behavior. A see summary of the realist tradition and goals. How it understand nationality security. Security is about state survival. Threats are material, military capability, adversary alliance. Uh, in the advance of the younger authority, states use a blazing arming or forming alliance or bandwagoning allying with the strangers. It specifies the security dilemma. Defensive measures be made the offensive by generating an arms race. Principal policy that recommends increasing military capabilities, forming strengthening alliance, deterrence, and, if necessary, counterbalancing against hegemons. International real life examples. Russia, Ukraine, and the NATO expansion narrative. From a realist perspective, NATO's expansion in the Eastern Europe and Ukraine's rapprochement with the West are inter- interpreted by Moscow as a loss of security and a strange rise, which explains though does not justify. Russia, Russia's policy of pressure and ultimately the 2022 invasion. This exemplifies balancing and the concern about the distribution of power. South China Sea, uh, United States versus China, China's militarization of artificial islands, and United States freedom of navigation. Operation are classic dynamic of the security dilemma and competition for regional influence, it is the balance of naval power.
Okay, the theories liberalism. The liberalism has been an important part of the world development and its societies. For this reason, in matters of national security, this theory goes beyond military power, focusing on the cooperation, international institutions, and economic interdependence. Until realist theories that see an anarchist world of the state competition, liberalism believes that lasting peace and collective security are possible. Okay, now and the security is achieved is part of our institution and outio on in territories and remains and economic political independence. Solution include multilateral cooperation, negotiation, and verification mechanics. They recommend practical policy in the forget and use institutional alliance, arms control theatres, transparency measures, and investments multilateral governance. Now we have a clear example such as number one is NATO and the management of collection rates. The allies as an institutional mechanism do their aggression against members. The youth on the consultation and colleges to rise industries and institutional lockage. The two example is Iran nuclear agreements. Is Japanese. This is an example of how multilateral negotiation and verification establish dimension a proliferation problem to run institutional and technical means, rather than a pure military logic. It is a praiseworthy and liberal example. Governance and verification reduce terrains. Constructivism in international relations is about more than weapons or money. It's about ideas, norms, and identities that shape how society is ordered. As Alexander when put it, anarchy is what states make of it. That means they are not natural enemies. Relationships are built through perceptions and narrative. Security then is socially constructed. The same army might look safe if it's an ally, or dangerous if it's a rival, and norms matter too. For example, the strong taboo agents using nuclear weapons. Constructivists tell us that if we want change, we need to promote norms, build cooperative identities, and use discourse to shape how others see us. We can see this in practice. The nuclear taboo, explaining why no state has used nuclear weapons since 1945. The responsibility to protect, which influenced the Libya intervention in 2011, and the Russian NATO the shows where identity, the history shaped the perceptions as much as military power. In the constructivism shows us that ideas matter as much as material power, because they don't just describe reality, they build it.
Hello, everyone. Today, we will talk about margins on the critical theories on national security. These theories argue that security is not only about protecting the state from military threats, but mainly about defending the economic interests of the capitalist systems, access to resources, markets, and strategic routers. They also highlight the roles on the military-industrial complex, the alliance between the arms industry, the military, and the government, which helps forging policy decisions. From is the perspective security of the works that perceive an acceleration between core and the perimeter countries. That is when incremental military shippings does not solve the real problem. That is needed to transform the economic structures that created dependency. A clear example in the Iraq invasion in 2003, a chunk with is justified when waves of the mass destruction and the terrorism. Many critical analysts argue at both oil, regional influence, and the military industrial complex. Another example, Eisenhower's 1961 warning about is complex, showing how economic and the military instruments drive security policy. In conclusions, margins, limits on the security in the deeply threat to global capitalism, and the transforming in the recurse champing, those structures on the power and the dependency.